Yes, we're going live.
Welcome inside the locker room on a feel good Friday morning here on the Smooth Breakfast. It's a Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 17 minutes past 8 a.m. And yours truly is Ayokunmi Kekere, ready to take you into a world of sports. And you know I don't do this alone. No, no, no. I never walk alone. YNWA Liverpool style. The one and only Tega Supreme. Her Royal Highness is joining me this morning. Good morning to you, Tega. Great to have you on the show.
Good morning. Woo! Thank God it's
I'm
Friday. Okay,
telling you.
my voice hasn't come back, but you guys should forgive me, all right? I tried my best time. But good morning, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic time. All right, hot gist, fresh off the press.
Mm.
The AFN have finally considered that, yes, Favor Ofili has actually switched allegiance to Turkey.
Mm.
I was like, good morning. Before they were still arguing it. Maybe they thought they could talk her down, or maybe they didn't think that it was going to be possible for her to switch. Whatever it is, he's finally admitted the AFN finally admitted that yes, she requested to switch allegiance to Turkey. So that one is done. Speaking of Nigerian athletes, Ballon d'Or came out, and Chiamaka Nnadozie is on the list
Mm.
for best goalkeeper. I'm not going to call it the name that they call it, because I think for if you're giving the female best goalkeeper, you should name it after a female best goalkeeper. Do you understand? I
Yeah.
have no problem with calling the men's trophy Yasin. It's okay. But when you want to do the same for the women's trophy, I think since we are doing honoring, let's just call it the female. But let's name it after a female best goalkeeper. But yeah, she was nominated alongside Hampton, um, and Beggar Katrin, the German goalkeeper. Remember her? Yeah,
Mm.
and Katako, the Spanish goalkeeper. So she is in the people that were she was listed with. You cannot argue. You are just like,
She's
oh
in
my goodness.
she's in great company.
She's in great company. So, first of all, the fact that she was even nominated, that's a huge recognition for what her talent is. So, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Ballon d'Or list, who was missing, or who you think should have made it, or who were shocked did not make it. We'll have those on there. What else happened? What else happened? We'll talk about injuries. That's how you know season is about to start.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
The
Mm.
number of ACL injuries that start coming up, you're just like, not again. These people are playing way too much football. All right. So we'll touch on all of that. And then we'll talk about what happened in Canada last night. My goodness. Woo!
A
But
shocking service.
all of that and more coming up inside the locker room. But before we do any talking, Ayokumi, tell us, how can we be a part of the locker room today?
I thought you'd never ask. Join us in the locker room, good people. WhatsApp and YouTube as well. Now, the WhatsApp number is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981. That is the what sorry 0911. Can you imagine? I beg your pardon, going back to the past. 0911 999 0981. Old habits they say die hard. 0911 999 0981. Also join us on YouTube. You can find us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Leave your comments in the chat box there. Get your front row seats to all the great action, which we shall kick off talking about. Yes, the Super Falcons. It's actually amazing. As seeing as Nigerian women's football has earned more global recognition, as you mentioned, Tega, Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie and head coach Justin Madugu have both been nominated for prestigious honors at the 2025 Ballon d'Or Awards.
So I actually this one I was actually shocked that we didn't get any of Esther Okoronkwo's name on the list. That may be um without trying to say too much, that may be an omission that we should have corrected, because if you look at the list, it was dominated by the English team, the Spanish team, and you know that they both played in the finals. In fact, I was saying it, the Spanish team were the best team at the Women's Euros. Unfortunately, they didn't show up on the in the final, which was when they
Yeah.
needed to show up. Yeah, so but the English dominated, the Spanish dominated, and names like Clara Bow. You know that it was not just what they did for Bayern Munich during the season, but for what they did at the Euros, because Clara Bow was crazy for Germany. So it only even Mata made the list because remember Brazil won the Copa America. It was not
Mm.
even as popularly covered until the final last the Euros or WAFCON
For the WAFCON,
because
yeah.
that yeah it was the final was their final was also crazy. That was one of the best matches I've seen in a while. Their final was also crazy, but ultimately Mata made the list. So to not have Esther Okonkwo, Rashidat Ajibade, the likes make the list was really heartbreaking for me. Baba Brenda made the list. I was just
Huh.
like, but provided that we knocked out in the round of 16. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So she made the list. Chawinga made the list. I'm just like,
Based on
no,
what?
Nigerians should have made the list based on CAF. But um, off air, I will tell you why I suspect off air. That's why you should be streaming on YouTube. That's why you should be streaming on YouTube. But
Yes,
I'll tell
so
you what I suspect. But I think that it was a great omission for the names not to come in. Because if Mata could make it, I don't know why Esther Okonkwo couldn't make it.
hmm, there's that. There's that. And of course, Tega, before we leave this story, Justin Madugu, I mean, he's also in the running.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that he made the list, but he's also the company is tough because on that list is not just Sarina Bigman is there.
Of
Um,
course.
she made the list as the winner. I think I'm shocked that the Spain coach did not make the list. The
Hmm.
Arsenal coach made the list. Yeah, she made the list, and she had to. I mean, taking over halfway through the season and then
And
winning
winning
Arsenal
the
the
Champions
Champions
League,
League. In fact,
massive.
they should just give it to her. No need to argue. They should just hand it to her. So she made the list. But Pastor, the Chelsea coach, she made the list too, and then Justin made the list. So it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out. But I'm sure because Serena Wigman has done it back to back, we'll say okay, she has a track record of winning. But we are voting for Coach of the Year. We don't care about what you did last season. Coach of
Right.
2025. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Who is it?
Exactly.
Leave name, vote form. That's what all these awards are supposed to be. They're supposed to be about current form, not resume. So let's see how it goes.
Let us see how it goes. All right. Keeping on with the stories here, we need to head into Canada. Looks like I'm having a bit of a problem with this story here on the page. Tega, we might have to briefly skip this story while I work on it and talk about Barcelona. We'll come back to this one. I
Oh
can't seem
wait,
to get.
are we talking about Ben Shelton and are we talking about Montreal? That
Yes,
second
Montreal.
story. Okay, so let's
Montreal,
talk about
yes.
it. No, you don't need to you'd have just said, Tega, tell me what happened in Montreal. I don't like the way you do these things. I did not stay awake till 4 a.m. for us not to take that story. All
All
right.
right, Tega,
So
Tega, walk us into Montreal. Walk us into
oh
Montreal.
my goodness, let me take it away. All right, so if you have been asleep, let me wake you up now. There is a new kid on the block, and her name is Victoria Umboko. It's like every 2 market days, the WTA releases all these new kids. But Victoria Umboko has been catching our eye since she started because her growth has been not very fast paced, but it's been consistent and it's been recognizable. Because when you see her work on court, first of all, she's a physical specimen that you cannot ignore. She is, she's the right size. She's above average height. She's fit. Then she's black. You cannot remove her race. And her hue is not regular black.
Sudanese
Yeah,
black.
her parents are originally from Congo, so she's Congolese black. She stands out, and then she's always smiling. You see that thing that caught people about Carlos Alcaraz? It caught them about her because she's always smiling. Even when she misses a point, she'll smile and complain. So she has an amiable spirit. Then she has the physical presence, and then she combined it with a fighting spirit I have never seen. So throughout the tournament, for some weird reason, I was just focused on watching Victoria Mboko, and sometimes they put her largely on the night matches, which meant 2 a.m. was her regular time to be playing. But she, slowly she was building steam, and nobody was really paying attention to her, because they still had Igas Fiontek on the ballot. They had Coco Gauff on the ballot. And then Naomi Osaka was catching people's eyes. But this girl, she knocked out 4 Grand Slam champions. She knocked out Sofia Kenin. She knocked out Coco Gauff. She knocked out Elena Rybakina.
I mean, if you weren't paying attention before, you must pay attention now.
You must pay attention now. After she knocked out Elena Rybakina, everybody just sat up like, okay, this must be it. And then she got into the final against Naomi Osaka, who was playing one of the most inspired tennis I've ever seen her play in a long while. Give me a sneeze break.
It's
And
very
so
necessary, Tega.
it's very,
It's very necessary sometimes just to clear the sinuses so that you can
yeah.
come back in. Right.
So I can come back in. And so so she had been doing all these comebacks. She can lose the first set horribly. Remember, I was telling you about how she struggles to serve earlier on in the match, but later on it seems to get better. And I was talking about the technique. It's the toss up of the ball. But she seemed to steady that in the second and third sets. But against Naomi Osaka, she was hitting the ball. Naomi Osaka was hitting the ball too cleanly. So first set, Mboko had 22 unforced errors. She had more winners than Naomi Osaka, but she had 22 unforced errors. Naomi Osaka had 9. Naomi Osaka was hitting the ball that cleanly. And I was worried. I actually tweeted it. I actually said that, this may seem a journey too far for her because of the way Naomi Osaka did. But I should have known. After watching this girl match after match come back from the dead to win matches, she did that in the semi-final. She did that in the quarterfinal. I think Coco was one of the few people she beat in straight sets. Do you understand? So she was always coming back. But after watching her that time, I should have known better. This girl came out in the second set. She still wasn't serving better, and you could tell she wasn't serving better because even her coach now started saying exactly what I was saying. Because there was a time they were breaking each other. She broke Naomi. Naomi broke her back. She broke Naomi. Naomi broke her back. And so I saw the coach telling her that she should toss the ball up closer. So she was indicating that is the toss up, that toss it a little closer as opposed to tossing it further, then you are leaning into the ball.
Yeah.
So the coach saw what I was saying. Anyways, she fought her way back and she managed to take that second set. Once she took that second set, it was over for Naomi. The noise was crazy. If Naomi hits a first fault, the crowd will cheer. If Mboko looks like she almost made a point, the crowd will cheer. The crowd was clearly in Mboko's favor. Naomi knew that coming into it, but because Mboko had inspired them with a comeback in the second set, the noise even became more crazier. And of course, Naomi kind of buckled under the weight. I must say, because her third set was really horrible. Naomi kind of buckled under the weight. She lost that one 6-1, and Victoria Mboko won. Now, Naomi was crying. And Victoria Mboko had said it in the press conference that Naomi Osaka was one of her idols growing up. So Naomi said something nice about her in her own press conference, pretty much. But she had been crying from the minute she sat down. So when she came up, she said, I'm going to make this short and sweet. And then she thanked everybody that came, but she forgot to congratulate Victoria Mboko.
The most important character.
The most important thing to do. And you could tell that because she was crying, she didn't want to talk for long. Because her speech was very quick. It was like 1 minute or less. I just want to thank everybody, the ball girls, the boys, the organizers, my team, and everybody that came out to watch. Hope you had a good time. That's all she said. She stepped back. But she forgot to do the most important thing, which was thank Victoria Mboko. Then, to make matters worse, Victoria Mboko now steps up and does not only thank Naomi Osaka, but also mentions again that Naomi was her idol. You need to see social media on top of Naomi Osaka's case this morning. Even I understood why she forgot. But you shouldn't forget that kind of thing.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a slaughterhouse for Naomi. But on the men's side, Ben Shelton won in Canada. Let me tell you how shocking it was. When Victoria won, the men were still playing. They were just in their first set. So when she won, the news trickled into Ben Shelton's stadium and everybody started making noise. So the match had to be paused for a few minutes because the players were confused at what's going on. Why is there so much noise? They are not allowing us to serve. They had to pause. But if they eventually found out that it was because Victoria won on the other side, but the match legitimately stopped for at least 1 to 2 minutes so that the Canadians in their stadium celebrated. And then the match continued. Of course, the match continued and Ben Shelton won that. So Ben Shelton now has his 1,000 Masters and Victoria Mboko in her first WTA final at any tour level. She won the title. She not only won the title, she won the Masters title. So let's see how her future is bright from here on out.
Yes, indeed, a rising star. Definitely. Congratulations to her. All right, let's take a well, maybe not a quick breather, but a breather right now. When we come back in, we'll switch into the world of football. And we'll be talking about what's going on with Barcelona, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and everything in that regard. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
So let me give you hot juice. So when the list of the thing came out, you know how it is, they would have shared it, the list
Yeah.
of the thing. I think some people their votes didn't enter in time.
Okay.
Because
Good.
yeah, so usually there's a deadline by which everybody should vote so that they can take the top 30. Then there's after they take the top 30, then there's a deadline um by which everybody should vote again so that they take the winners. So sometimes it's not just the that the people didn't remember the Nigerians, that some people that would have remembered Africa didn't really vote.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
And so you know how it is, Ballon d'Or is an accumulation of points.
Yeah.
So
Every
even if
point
they
counts.
vote you, as long as people nominate you, you would have a point or two or three, depending on where they put you. It's a accumulation of points. But if some people didn't vote, and it's not like then you didn't make it. So I think that's what happened to the CAF nominees, and so people just went. So the Americans, when they are watching people like Barbara Banda week in week out, and she came into the AFCON with blazing form. So they pick
Okay.
her over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. So it's not a CAF. I mean, CAF clearly made a distinction, which is why Madugu made the list. Do you understand?
Right.
But
But I
remember
mean,
names like Okoronko.
I have no
So it
comments.
was it was crazy. It was crazy. But I was shocked to not see their names on the list. Like there should not have been a Chawinga or Barbara Banda there
Rabanda.
because it was so clear that even if they recognize club form, they took the federation tournaments very seriously.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly.
Clearly, they took those tournaments on the women's side. Oh, the men's side is still Champions League was dominating. Do you understand? There's no and the Club World Cup made some people to enter the list, but on the women's side, they clearly favored the Euros, the WAFCON, and Copa America. So, so Nigerians should have been on that list.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean,
Mm.
with the performances, consistent performances, I mean, come on.
Yeah, because for the coach to make it, somebody knew what they were doing.
Hmm. I just wonder.
Now I wonder. Doo-doo.
Okay, back finally.
We're back.
Yes, all right, you're welcome back into the locker room this Friday morning here on the Smooth Breakfast. This is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life, love sports as well. Ayokunmi Kekiriekon right here with you. Tega supremely doing justice to all the great sporting news and so much more. You also get to join us as well. Please do keep up with us on WhatsApp and on YouTube. The WhatsApp number, it's a new one. In case you don't have it, here it goes. 0911 999 0981 0911 999 0981. YouTube, you can find us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can leave your comments in the chat section right there, and I'll take your comments alongside the WhatsApp messages. All right, Tega, let's jump back in to the world of football. And we're talking about what's going on in Barcelona, where the club have stripped goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen of the club captaincy following disciplinary proceedings against the Germany international.
Hot
What exactly
geez.
is going on
No, so, you know how Barcelona is doing their mathematics to register players. You know,
here? Right.
because of their financial troubles, they're struggling to register players. So now, if a player is injured for about 4 months, he can be he'll be registered as a Barcelona player already. But you can now use his sport to register new players if he's injured for more than 4 months. Now, ter Stegen refused to give Barcelona access to share his medical report with La Liga because it's based off of that medical report that La Liga will now say, okay, truly, ter Stegen is going to be out for 4 months, and then we can now register a player. And so he refused to allow them to share that. Not only did he refuse to allow them to share that, he now went on social media. This social media will be the end of some people. He now went to social media to post that he'll be back in 3 months. So even if it's an unofficial report, La Liga can see that and say, well, you can't register a new player. It's not up to 4 months. So he kind of put the club in a pickle. And the club is like,
threw the club
you can't be.
threw the club under the bus.
Do you understand? So the club is like, you cannot be a captain and not carry us, not put us as priority. So they've stripped him of that. I also suspect they're going to sell him. Meanwhile, you have to remember, ter Stegen was one of those people that caused Hansi Flick trouble when he was coach of Germany, national team coach of Germany.
Right.
It was rumored. It was rumored that he was one of the big names in the locker room that, caused Hansi Flick some trouble. And so Hansi Flick is now in Barcelona. He already did not like you. You know, the people that they want to set on fire, and now went to bath petrol. That's what has happened to him now. He not like you before. You not came to do worse. So yeah, he's ter Stegen is definitely on his way out. Definitely on his way out.
the end of it. I mean, he just can't get a break because in Germany there are rumors that Manuel Neuer is going to make a return to the team. So
see, look, at this point in time, I don't care how good at football you are, but if you have this kind of attitude where you are not standing for your team, I don't think I will pity you if anything happens to you. Just like, you didn't stand up for people. Why should I stand up for you?
I mean, fair is fair
Okay.
at the end of
fair
the day.
is fair. All right, let's take the next story.
Next story, talking about the Ballon d'Or. Now, for the second straight year, the 2025 Ballon d'Or will have a new winner after Rodri failed to make the list of 30 nominees dominated by Paris Saint-Germain that was released on Thursday. Tega, as it is hot.
Of course, I expected that PSG was going to dominate the list. Sadly, to my heartbreak, that some people made the list. My favorite player that I don't think should make the list. But yes, I expected that they'll make the list. Even the coaches list, we had what's his name, Luis Enrique, and rightly so. PSG had a fantastic season. Even losing in the final at the FIFA Club World Cup was a shock. that Chelsea fans will never let us live down. But, you know, that's how good a season they had. So they're always going to dominate the list. Some of my names that got missing on the list, it's still painful to me. Musiala. Why is Musiala not on the 30-man list? I know he broke his leg during the Club World Cup, but
But
prior to that,
that was way after the season had ended now.
do you
So
understand? Prior to that, his name should be on the list. If Scott McTominay can make on the list, his name should be on the list.
a whole Scott
So
McSauce, Tega, calm down. MVP in Syria. Let's calm
abeg,
down.
abeg, abeg, please, please, please. MVP. Even me, I can make MVP in Syria with the quality of football they played this season. What was that? Inter Milan and Napoli. They were tossing the trophy to each other. You take the Scudetto. No, you take the Scudetto. They didn't even know who was going to win it. They're tossing it around like hot eba, and you're not telling me that. Please, 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 please. All right. So I want to hear from you. Let me hear from you. What are your greatest omissions from the Ballon d'Or list? And what are your surprise inclusions in the Ballon d'Or list? Please don't mention Declan Rice. 2 free kicks is not enough.
Well, two free kicks got his name on the list at the end of the day, Sha. So there we are. There we are.
All
Anyways, the
right.
number
So let's
once
hear.
again, is 0911-999-0981. Get those messages in ASAP, as you know, time is absolutely flying by. From the Ballon d'Or, let's talk about ACL, because like ACL is now being spread around like noodles. I don't understand at this point in time. As Spurs midfielder James Maddison will miss most of the new season after injuring his ACL. According to the BBC, I mean he's out. Levi Cole of Chelsea as well. It's another ACL injury.
I was going to say, so that's how you know that the season is about to start. That and the next story we are going to take. But yes, when the season is about to start hearing all these injury problems. Horrible, horrible injury for James Maddison. Remember, he came into Tottenham on a bright note, looking like he was about to help them to win the world. And they won the Europa, so he achieved one thing. But injuries have just plagued the guy since he moved to a club that is playing more football and had more expectations than at least Leicester City. So it's been tough for him. It's been very tough. And to pick up this injury in a pre-season friendly, he's out 7 to 8 months. He's almost the entire season.
Mm.
So that's just sad. And sad for Tottenham, and then sad for Daniel Levy that doesn't like to spend too much money, which is a different case from Colwill. Colwill, the injury is a painful one. He was one of their best defenders in Chelsea. At least his activity, his physical presence, his athleticism did a lot for Chelsea defensively. So for him to miss out, it's tough. It's tough for the player to recover from that injury, tough for the club. But at least Chelsea has money. They're always in the market every 2 market days. So the question is, will they be able to get the right fit? And the transfer market is open to September, so they're good. It's just that for Tottenham, they don't spend as much. People that
Telling
used to
you.
count pennies to go to the market before.
Uh-uh.
What did I say? That is a lie. They are not going to have to cover that money. But yes, it's tough for a lot of players. The injuries are just getting too much, and people need to stop saying this. And they're paying them money they should play. The money that you are getting paid does not increase the capacity of the human body. So you
Very
can't say
true.
because
Very true.
they're playing money, they should be able to play 81 games. No, the human body needs more breaks than 81 games. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter what you're talking about. Market has changed. People should stop crying over spilled milk. That's how some people, I heard some Super Falcons of before, they're like, oh, we won 5 of the 10 trophies and we were never recognized. So they should come and recognize us now. I don't mind that. But if you're doing that because these current players got $100,000, I'm not sure I support that kind of spirit. If we're in church now, I'll say it's the spirit of witchcraft, but let me just move on from there.
Let's move on very, very quickly, Tega. We can just quickly sneak this in, talking about Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, who said the Gunners believe this season will be different as they aim to get over a series of near misses at winning some silverware.
And this is what I was going to say. This is another reason you know that the season is about to start. when Arsenal starts selling you dreams. That's what it is. You know that it's about to start when they start giving you false hope. But it has not even been. Usually, Arsenal will have a good, a brilliant preseason, and then their hopes, the fans' hopes will be built, and they'll start telling you that they're about to win World Cup, even if they're not going to compete there. But now they've not even had a good season. Lost against Villarreal 3-2, despite Gyökeres, their new signing, playing in that match and getting substituted. Lost against Tottenham in the preseason friendly. Lost to AC Milan, whom they beat during regulation time in the penalty shootout. But somehow, Mikel Arteta now wants to sell us dreams that his team is going to change. Arsenal fans, I don't know. Like I said, if I had to marry, I'll marry an Arsenal man because they believe. They believe strongly in people, regardless of
Goodness
what the
gracious.
reality is. All right. So let's hear from the people what they think about
All
all the
right,
stories we read.
let's take the messages. Okay, AY from Maniru says the official Ballon d'Or handle on X yesterday listed the 30 nominees for the Ballon d'Or award. However, they provided a coded hint as to who the main favorite is for that award. That player was the only person on that list whose full name was written in bold lettering. And well, I have I
No,
I have a
no, the list
different view
that got
here.
exactly
I
the
have a
list
different view
that
here.
I don't know what was released there, but the list that everybody got, because when they release that list, they'll give it to the press. Everybody's name was written the same way. Leave that matter.
No, no, Tega, on the X handle of Ballon X handle. I mean, AY has a point. It's the surnames are written in bold. Now, Lamine Yamal is written exclusively in bold, and I will say this: that Lamine Yamal is treated as one name. Neither of those names are his surname.
I was going to. Do you
And
understand? That's
on
what
his
it
shirt,
is.
it's Lamine Yamal on his shirt.
Yeah. So I think that's
So
what it is.
I think that's what it is as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So conspiracy
Because I don't
theorists
even
have
think
already
his
started.
favorite. I don't even think his favorite in France.
There we are. Chidozie says, Tega, please, no McTominay slander will be condoned on this show. Let's be careful. Chidozie, thank you. Max Sauce, I mean, come on. Come on.
I thought I was going to fight Italian fans, but I forget that Manchester United fans are in the studio. Yeah, continue.
Tayo says, Oluwa Victoria Mboko used the tournament to announce herself. Is it me or was Osaka sulking with her remark? Yeah, I mean, we kind of, touched on that. Shebi, she too beat Serena Williams. She should calm down. Take a better hand in transfer request and dodge what's coming from him. Don't be forming coconut head. Omission for Ballon d'Or, Osimhen and Onana for content creation. When the season starts, players are having ACL injuries. It's crazy, really. Chelsea better look into their oversized squad, and Ayo is forming Esprit de Corps over McTominay. Tayo, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let me go to YouTube very quickly and take your comments here. Abiodun Michason says, Ter Stegen is a washed shot stopper and past his prime. He should leave Barcelona forthwith. Now by force, either Osimhen or Lookman should have made the 30-man Ballon d'Or list. Photo people.
People are with me on this one. You are with me on that one. Osimhen, Lookman especially. Lookman. Okay, let's
Uh,
continue.
Ayafeda says Ballon d'Or released the top 30 nominees for the award. However, on their list, only one player's full name was written in bold, lettering all through. First name is L and his last name is, both are his first names. Lamine Yamal. His full name is Lamine Yamal Nazraoui Ebanda or something. So yeah.
We have addressed that. So yeah, let's hear some from other people.
And Kosiko says, how is Declan Rice there over Caicedo? Well, he scored 2 free kicks. That's all
Exactly,
I can
against
say.
Real Madrid. 2 free kicks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On that note, I want to thank you for sending me your messages via WhatsApp, for streaming on YouTube, and for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM. Till we come your way again on Monday, have
Yes,
a
indeed.
fantastic weekend.
All right. Thank you so very much, Tega. Have a great, great weekend. Looking forward to the show on Monday. Thank you all for being a part of the locker room and keeping it locked right here on Smooth 98.1. A feel good Friday conversation coming up at 9 o'clock on Lagos Talks. Don't go